What's up, guys? Gaming King Away back again with another NHL Supercard video. Yes, that's right, another Road to the Cup gameplay video for the 2009 Road to the Cup featuring Sidney Crosby. I'm glad that I can have two gameplay vids on this RTTC. This one, I am a little bit further into the RTTC than last video. But before that, I did start a new season. If you guys did not see my last video, go check it out, of NHL Supercard, where I did claim my season rewards. And just go check that out to see what went down. But now we started a new season, and as you see, I'm 28-0, doing my thing out here. And yeah, we're going to use these two little boosts there because I'm not using them. And I had 5 of 5 of them, so yeah. Now, let's get into this RTTC. Game nights are full for you guys. I have 231 points out of 335 points here on this Chris Kunitz star card. You know my goal is to get the Sidney Crosby Pro, and I will do that for you guys. So, yeah, in about a couple more game nights, I'm going to start putting on those hot streaks. I have 74 because I accidentally put on one when I was about on the Epic or Legendary, and I didn't mean to put it on, but accidentally put it on. And yeah, I have 74 instead of 75. I did use $5 on this RTTC so that I could complete it and get that final Center Pro for you guys. But as you see here in the thumbnail, we will be discussing tips for RTTC because recently I've just wanted to help you guys out lately, and I figured that if I could help you guys out, that it would be the best for all of us because we all learn from something. So basically, I'm going to get into that in about a minute. Here, after this game, I will be discussing a couple tips for RTTC on what you should do. Basically, I'm going to cover what you should do when you hit the wall in your tier and stuff like that. So, yes, I will be talking about that while we play our game nights here. So we have 4 more game nights here. Ooh, a Ryan O'Reilly Legend card. Pretty cool card. That's probably the best card I've ever pulled on a YouTube video on camera. So we did pull our legendary Ryan O'Reilly, and that was pretty awesome. So we do have 4 more game nights here while I discuss the tips. But here's the lineup if you didn't see it last video or checked out on Instagram when I did the preview. So yeah, here we go. I'm still doing +7s. I do +7s all the way through the whole thing, pretty much. But I do 7s when I hit about 200 points into the star, and then I start putting on my hot streaks and doing those 14s so that I can speed up the process and get that pro. Basically, you have to spend money on RTTC if you want to get the pro with some sleep. But if you can manage 8 hours during the event, just 8 hours of sleep, then go ahead and do what you got to do, and you won't have to spend a penny. So we did hit 20 minutes or 20% battery there. So let me just check we're still recording for you guys. Yes, we are. Let me go ahead and plug my charger in for you guys so that nothing pops up again, like 10% battery or something. Okay, there we go. Plugged it in. So now we are charging. So now I'm going to go into the tips into detail on some RTTC tips. So basically, RTTC, you know you don't have to focus for a good amount of time or for a good while of the RTTC. Most of the time you're just clicking on the screen, clicking the cards, just randomly choosing. But when you start getting to where you know you will start to lose, or where it will start getting close, when you see that your games are starting to get close, like you're losing 2 or 3 just throwing out cards, then I advise you to start paying attention. Now, this is a lot important, and this is very important. You have to pay attention, guys, because one mistake could lead you to not winning your game night and could set you back another game night, which would be bad because if you lose a game night, you will end up being one behind, and you won't get that card a couple minutes earlier than before. I know that's not that important to get a card a couple minutes before, but hey, trust me, sometimes I'll lose a game night and I'll be like, wow, if I didn't lose that game night, then I would have the card right now. But I lost 2-3 game nights, and I don't have the card for about another hour. So basically just pay attention once it starts getting close. Also, I don't recommend going on Instagram or things while you're in the middle of a Road to the Cup game. I know when I'm in the middle of a Road to the Cup game, every now and then I'll exit out the game and try to play Madden Mobile or something, or I'll be scrolling through my posts on IG, come back on NHL, and then it'll kick me out and I just lost a game night. So I know a lot of you guys can refer to that because it happens to almost everybody unless you have a mindset where you don't want to do anything on your phone except for your gameplay. But sometimes I want to go check on IG while I'm in the middle of game night, but I don't recommend doing that. I still do it sometimes, but I try to come back really quickly and remind myself while I'm scrolling through that I got to get back to go into my RTTC, or else it will kick me out once I go back in. So yeah, I definitely recommend to just make sure you know what you're doing with your cards, stay focused with your cards, and don't go on other apps for too long, or else you'll come back and it will get you kicked out and you'll be another game night behind, which can pay a lot of dues, and it will be pretty bad. It will be pretty bad for you, so I just don't recommend that. And that's pretty much all I have for my tips. I don't really have any tips for RTTC because I really don't have to use too much of a strategy. I know when I was in the lower tiers that you try to throw out your worst cards first and then your best cards last. So I'll show you that here in my next game night. I won't necessarily lose the things I throw out because I'm pretty much winning every game, but this is just going to be an example for you guys who are in the lower tiers and end up getting stuck during RTTC. I don't really get stuck because I can do 7s and 14s all the way, but I remember those days when I couldn't. So for this last game night here, I'll show you what I mean by throwing your stuff out first and your best cards last. So here we see I have 2 star pros and the rest are playoff pros. So what we're going to do, choose 2 skaters. What we're going to do is we're going to throw out our worst cards here. And you see that? I could lose that match. Say that was legendary pros and you're facing these star pros, then you would have lost. But now you have these star pros that can beat these leg pros, for example. So just throw your worst cards out first and your best cards out last, and also stay focused while doing this so you don't make a mistake and end up losing that game night. So we're throwing out our worst cards here. We're going to throw out another worst card. And you see how I'm throwing out my worst cards first and saving the best for last, like in order. So say you have a leg pro and star pros. The rest of the way, just throw out the leg pro first, alright? So right here, we're going to throw out this first, our weakest card. Throw out your weak cards first. Then we're going to throw out another weak card with that weak card. And now we have our best cards for the last 3 here. So there you go. So just try to think while you're doing it. once you start getting closer, focus and think about what you're doing and try to set strategies for yourself so that you can get around those walls. Now, I know you can't strategize the whole way through. I know if you're like an epic tier, you can't just strategize the whole way and get the Crosby Pro. I know that, but you can at least get maybe halfway through or maybe the legendary if you're an epic tier. If you just keep up strategies and stuff like that. So that's all for this video. I ran out of game nights, but I did 5 game nights for you guys, so hopefully that was enough gameplay for you guys, and hopefully you're grinding with me here in this video and listening up to those tips. But if you complete RTTC before, then you shouldn't have no problem, and you shouldn't really have to listen to those tips, and you probably know about those tips already. So yeah, this is basically for beginners, and I like to give out tips for beginners because I know when I was there, I didn't really have many tips to use, but when I did, I definitely loved the tips, and I definitely used them to my advantage, so hopefully you guys can now use my tips for your advantage. And you see, I did get 266 points out of 335 on the Chris Kunitz. Gonna wrap him up tonight, might get a couple points into this Crosby here tonight. Maybe finish the Crosby tonight if I can hot streak, but probably only gonna get about 200 points into the first Crosby, and then tomorrow I'll finish up the whole thing tomorrow evening before the event is over. So I'm definitely looking forward to that Sidney Crosby Pro, and here's my season again. Standings, we check it out. I'm undefeated. I'm first seed. The guy behind me has 2 losses, so I am 2 games ahead. So if I can just keep that up, that will be good for me. And also, I did pull my playoff reset, guys. So we're actually gonna check that out on Instagram, so that if you didn't see my last video of me claiming my season rewards, it won't spoil it. So I did pull my reset yesterday. It was James Neal, so that's a pretty cool card. And I did make a mistake. I did mistype. I said pulled my freebie when I meant to say reset. So yeah, if you guys thought I was kind of crazy getting my freebie or something, then I didn't mean it that. I meant my reset. So yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like for more content. Subscribe for more content. You guys are awesome. I love all the support you guys give me day in and day out, and I'll keep pushing out my content. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.